Hey guys, this is Andy Cleveland, Collection Agency Ninja at your service. The purpose of today's video is to talk briefly about some of the legislative changes that happened yesterday, January 7th, regarding medical bills no longer being reported. We started seeing this trend back in, I believe it was March of 2022, and I think it got enacted in July 22, that medical debts under $500 were no longer acceptable to be reported to the credit bureaus. Dentals, let's say someone owes you $300, you can't hurt their credit if it's under that $5 threshold. So that was a nationwide change that happened. Now, some states are adopting this in state legislation, disallowing medical debt from being reported at all. What we saw yesterday is the current administration essentially banning any medical debt from being reported to the credit bureaus. So that is something that's taking place. The first thing is, don't freak out. These things happen all the time, and I really am an advocate on focusing on things you can control and not worrying about things you can't. Credit bureau reporting is an important tool. It does give teeth and leverage for some people to pay. But in my experience, it has limitations when you actually have to hit somebody's credit. For example, most middle class people that care about their livelihood, maybe they're struggling with bills, they don't want to be with a collection agency to begin with. Collection agencies can do all kinds of things, including suing people for money. So that's really the main detriment of a past due bill. Now, if you actually have to hit somebody's credit because they didn't pay their dentist, and it's in reality it's a much smaller sum than most other bills that most Americans owe. So if you can't pay a $300 dental bill, you've got other issues in your life preventing you from doing that. So those people, if they couldn't beat you out of it because it doesn't hit your credit, they would arguably find another way to do that. I wouldn't really worry about it. Middle class America typically is motivated to just not be in collections. They're not going to gamble the next loan they take out on a small dental bill. So I wanted to just give you peace of mind. Also, there's numerous other things going on. This is just today. What happens when a new administration takes over? They might undo all of this. I've even heard rumors of important people talking about getting rid of the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, which is the entity that legislates a lot of these things. So we don't know what's going to happen in the future. However, what do we do right now? We keep doing the things we know we need to do. We need to give accurate estimates on what our patients are going to owe. We try to collect it up front, but you're also good people. So a lot of times you're not going to turn someone away just because they can't pay. These people need your help, and you're in the healthcare business. So luckily, dentists have great hearts. If you need to do payment plans or take financing, do it. Get those things done to help people accept credit. That's the value of dentistry, and I absolutely love it. Also, make sure that you're billing everybody on time, statements, phone calls, all that's going out on a frequent basis, and it's all standardized. And make sure you're using a collection agency to help those delinquent accounts. If you do those things, you won't have to worry about any repercussions way down the road that may or may not be relevant today. So please don't freak out. And I'll leave you with this last piece of advice, or story, I should say. I used to work with another collection agency, and we never reported to credit bureaus, period. It was a risk mitigation factor. They just didn't want to deal with the legality of it. Guess what? We still collected money for our clients. So again, it's not a deal breaker. It is kind of a bummer, but it's more of a psychological bummer more than anything. If you need to talk more, feel free to reach out to me. I've had a bunch of people calling, email, freaking out. No reason to do it. Stick with the basics, do what you do best, and use your vendors wisely. And listen, we still have a great future. Thank you very much.